Support comes from Troy University's Trojan Cafe, offering handcrafted Starbucks beverages and a wide assortment of meal and snack options. Located on Troy University's Montgomery campus, across from the Rosa Parks Library and Museum.
From Troy Public Radio, this is In Focus, and I'm Carolyn Hutchison. Dr. Shirley Farrell, besides being an associate professor and gifted education program coordinator at Troy University, is president of the Alabama Ornithological Society. As a lifelong bird enthusiast, she joins us today to share the work of the Society and its priorities in bird conservation. Dr. Farrell joins us for our Pause for Animals series. Dr. Shirley Farrell, it is an honor to welcome you back to Troy Public Radio.
Well, thank you. This is one of my favorite places to be.
When did you fall in love with birds?
I was a child, and my grandparents would have birdhouses and bird feeders. They watched the birds, always paying attention to the large raptors, the different hawks, the vultures. Our family vacations were always camping, so we were immersed in nature. We would go fishing any time of the year, so it's being in the outdoors.
Was there any certain bird during one of those camping experiences that really made your day?
I think I always loved seeing the red-tailed hawks. They have always been my favorite, maybe even like a spirit animal for me. Although I have to say, my husband and I went to one of my old camping stomping grounds. We went out spending the day in Missouri, not Alabama. We watched a broad-winged hawk being annoyed by a mockingbird, and it was flying over the river. The mockingbird actually landed on its back as the broad-winged hawk was flying. And I did not have a cell phone at that time and would have loved to have captured that image of this fearless small songbird riding on the back of this larger raptor who I don't think it would try to eat it, but he could do damage.
Well, that picture will always stay with you in your memory.
Yes, yes.
Shirley, can you give us an overview of the Alabama Ornithological Society and its mission?
So we support conservation of lands and support the research behind birds, bird habitats. We support other groups with their bird activities as well. We are mostly bird watchers. While we have some scientists in our group, we're mostly your average citizen who loves birding, who has bird feeders out. We meet 3 times a year.
Does the society have any current concerns about birds in the environment?
So we have a conservation committee, and this group will keep up with what local, state, federal government's doing, and whenever there is public opinion, we will submit a letter on behalf of the organization stating our views. We're always looking to protect the habitat and the birds. Everything's here for a reason, and we don't want to end up doing something that means we've lost a species and that ended up being a keystone species, or maybe something about that bird had a cure for us as well, or the science behind it will help us with something else. We're always supporting other groups. Dauphin Island Bird Sanctuary, or DIBS, down on Dauphin Island, will buy up property because that is very important migration time, habitat for the birds. We want to make sure that they do have a place when they come in for the spring for them to land and feed, and then to gorge themselves on food before they have to take the big flight over the Gulf as well, and along the coast. So not just helping Dauphin Island, but supporting other groups that would be looking at the conservation of habitat and birds.
How do you see their role in protecting human health, for instance, against mosquitoes that carry disease?
I agree fully that even our songbirds. They're eating insects that can damage our plants. That includes the vegetable plants where we're growing our own food, or just even the ornamental plants where we enjoy the smells and the sights of the flowers. But they are very important in that balance in the environment. I enjoy having the swallows and chimney swifts flying around my place because I know they're getting those mosquitoes, and I don't like mosquito bites.
One of the important things that you're doing is offering people field trips. Can you fill us in on what's happening with this outreach program?
Yes, Dr. Greg Jackson out of Birmingham has been leading the charge on our outreach. He has recruited 44 different people to lead field trips around the state. We have them posted on a Google Calendar on our website so that you can check and see what field trips may be in your area, or maybe you want to travel to a different area in Alabama and do a field trip. They are year-round, and we are very excited about them. We have people who are actually traveling to different field trips. I led one at Old Cahaba in March. One of the attendees said that she had been to a couple others, and she kind of laughed and said, I don't know if I'm a follower or a stalker at this point. And that was just wonderful. That was the best testimonial ever. But we're very excited about being able to continue to do these year round for years to come.
Well, you have a project with local parks, and that is erecting benches where people can watch the birds.
And Dr. Greg Jackson's coordinating all this. He has done a couple in Birmingham. We have 7 benches on Dauphin Island. And at some point, we may have a trail of our benches. So you can travel to the different locations for them. Turtle Point Science Center in Escambia County, Alabama, has a couple benches. We're looking for other places so they can contact us through our website to make suggestions. We just ask that the benches are placed where you can actually watch birds and that they can be secured down. We have them shipped to the location. You would be responsible for putting the bench together, and then we have a plaque that just sticks on, and it just has our name, our logo, and a QR code to our website. So you can check out what else we're doing, when we're having our meetings throughout the year, and become a member if you choose.
So, what is the website, and is there membership information on that site?
Yes, the website is aosbirds.org, and you can go to Join Renew along the top, and it will give you the information about becoming a member.
Shirley, as a bird lover since childhood, do you now have any particular concerns about their future?
The number of birds have decreased. With how our weather has been changing, we are seeing birds migrating earlier, coming in maybe even before the plants are ready for them. The first thing I think of is hummingbirds. And then we're seeing some of our birds that maybe stay here in the south are actually starting to move further north to live as well. But we see a decrease of our ground nesting birds and sparrows and these birds that feed off the ground due to cats being outside, lots of feral cats, and, just loss of habitat.
Well, Shirley, time is short, but I want to thank you for your visit today.
Thank you so much for having me. It's always a pleasure to speak with you and to be a part of Troy Public Radio.
That was Dr. Shirley Farrell, president of the Alabama Ornithological Society. More information is at aosbirds.org. Thanks for joining us for In Focus, which is a podcast wherever you get your podcasts. I'm Carolyn Hutchison, and this is listener-supported Troy Public Radio.